Welcome to Amber Skies, and yeah, I think we're on episode 3, and we are doing a 3D model solution. Yeah, I didn't realise before, but under Tools, Options, and Task List. There we go, Environment Task List. We have these things here, tokens. And yeah, if you've got that showing, then you can have a task list. And it'll come up with to-do, Fraser, change to material file name. Okay, let's do my to-do. A nice way of being able to remember things. Material file name. That should be. Not material name. Again, convention. It told me here that it's a material file name. So really I should have guessed. I should have guessed it's going to be a material name later. I should have guessed. But I didn't. Because if you come down here, it was material name. Look at what we've got here. Material name. Yeah, well, there you go. That just proves something, I suppose. You can't always get things right. Not all the time. Okay, we're down to these 7, aren't we? So I want a reply to that one. That one. That one. That one. That one. Now, if I'm not... Oh, it's that NS thing again. I didn't look it up, did it? Oh, specular highlight component. That's what it means. There we go. You read down and you find out. So, there we go. Specular highlight. It's nice to know what things are, isn't it? Component. There we go. That's nice. So I know what NS is now. Hey. It just goes to show, doesn't it? Keep reading down and you find out what things are. Yeah, what we're going to be calling these. So it's a copy of this struct, isn't it? Is it string? Yeah, of course it is. So all I'm going to do is copy this struct into each one of these. And then we'll set them up. So diffuse texture map. Here we go. So the next one is color texture map. No, it's that one, isn't it? NSTGA, KS, map KS, KD, KS, KD. Okay. Just be careful here that I don't mess things up. I should have 7 of them or so. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay, we are back on track. My brain has to do things slowly. I do apologise. So this is a colour texture map. We just changed that to colour. Copy that. And that becomes colour. is copied to there. You can see how this is all starting to come together very easily now. I mean, there's no real teaching of how to do C++ in this. It's just teaching you how to approach the data problem. And this is a basic response to the data. Storage. I'm trying not to do anything silly. Right, what do we call the specular one last time then? Now we know what it is. Specular highlight component, so it's going to be, yeah. Well, I think I will call this one specular highlight component then. You can also see how things are not fixed. And that's all we needed to do for that one, isn't it? Yeah. So this is a specular highlight map, the second one. I'm going to change that to map, because then it conforms with everything else. I think that's just a typing mistake. I think they were in the same position as me, not knowing what an NS was. So if I just paste that in, so it'll be a specular highlight, and it's just map at the end instead. Copy and paste. Paste. Small s. I'm trying to do as little typing as possible today, so I might be able to give you a longer, if needed, video. And that's just specular highlight, isn't it? Yeah, I'll just take that bit. I do apologise for all the copy and pasting, but I'm trying to get through this today. So we are on specular highlights, alpha texture map. Oh, that's a nice one. So that's an alpha texture map. But you can see how we're putting now everything all together. This is like the third hour of doing this. I'm sure that you are now quite bored by doing structs. Well, you should be, at least. Ba-dum-bum. So let's have a look. That goes in there. Follow the red squiggles. Oh my god. There we go. That's that one done. What's the next one? Some implementations use a map bump instead of bump below. Okay, instead of that. So these two are the same thing. So we have to choose which one we want to use. And I'll go for the second one, because it says instead of that below. Okay, so we don't need that one. That's handy. There we go. And this now becomes bump map, which I know is very useful. Makes things look really nice. Makes textures look nice. Don't know what the hell I've spelt, but I spelt something. Ooh. So copy and paste. Paste. Nothing interesting, I know. Hours and hours and hours of watching me copy and paste now, isn't it? It's awful. It's awful video to do, but it's proving something. It's proving something very major about programming. Programming is not necessarily as interesting as you think. I mean, I would get all of this lot done in a day, because I would do a section, take a break, then review a section, take a break. You know, it's not really much you can do about it, because once I'd finished this, I would then go back through it all and put together all the similars. Like, all of these are similars. I would make these into one, and then I would continue from there. And you're basically taking 2 or 3 days just to do this one data structure part, to make sure that you're not messing anything up in the future. Well, I'm going to keep it simple. And by that I mean I'm going to leave it alone after this. I'm not going to change it. I'll let people who are proficient in C++ change it in their own way, because at that point it becomes whatever you want to do in your own way. What are we doing here? Here we go. Oh, that didn't work. Oh well. And copy and paste, please. There we go. Why do we do this? Why do we make ourselves struggle so much? Well, it makes things easier. It might sound stupid, but something as repetitive as this, when you're learning your code inside out and backwards, but secondly, you're starting a language which will affect everything about the way your code works later. So by keeping this simple, it means our code later on is going to be simple. But as you've also but as you've already realised, this is your foundation for the data. And without a good foundation, there ain't no house, there ain't no warehouse. It won't stand up. So we need everything that we can get. Stencil decal texture. Stencil map. Everything else is called a map. Defaults to metadata channel. Off. I think that means double F. Okay. We'll just call it stencil map. Keep it simple. There we go, that's that one done. That's okay. Looking good. Looking good. Not too much typing, that a lot. And that's another 7 function structures done. So stencil map, check. Displacement map, check. bump map. Check. Actually, let's go back to the top of them as well. Ambient diffuse colour. I would have said that's specular colour, you see. It is specular colour. Oh, God. No check. You see? Because I know what that S stands for. Copy. Paste. That was a disaster. There we go. Oh, come on. Now what's it doing? Oh, I don't know. I'm messing up somehow, and I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. That's bad. Take all of you. Delete. Take you. Paste. Okay, that's happy. Whatever that line is, get rid of it. I don't know. It's bad when copy and paste goes wrong, isn't it? Crimes. Control V. Yep, that's worked properly this time. I'm just wondering whether to take the word texture out. No, I'm not going to. There we go. Altering words as we go along. Take the M's off. Okay. That one's altered. I'll put an extra space in there. I'm happy with that now. Okay, next one. Spelling. I'm checking spellings mainly. Yep, check. I'm okay with that for now. Check. Always check your work. It looks like. Bump maps. Looking good. Yeah, displacement map. Looking good. Stencil map. Looking good. Okay, I'm happy. Save that out. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, right, yes. Yeah. Okay, fine. Ah, let's see what's next. Edit the image. Okay. I've got a line missing there. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's the rest of that, isn't it? Yeah, that's okay. Save that out. There you go. Just fixing things. Texture map statements may also have optional parameters. Okay. I don't think that's for us to do. Is it? Texture origin 111. What that's saying is everything that we've done so far could have parameters. So map underscore KA minus O options. Yeah. I understand that idea. How would you capture it? Because you can't. You don't know how many options are there, and you don't know the types of options automatically. Okay, I'm going to leave that. Because of these are parsing the files, that means reading the files. I wish they wouldn't use parsing. You read a file, you don't parse it, godfathers. And the unofficial spreading of the file format files may contain vendor specific. Yeah, I understand that. According to the spec, options are supposed to precede the texture file name. However, at least one vendor generates files with options at the end. Bump TDO minus da blah blah. Bump multiplier, yeah, blah blah blah. Physically based rendering. Okay, so this is the next part. I'm going to leave that for now and think about it. Physically based rendering. The creators of the online 3D editing and modeling tool, Clara.io, proposed extending the MTL format to contain the following parameters to represent the physically based rendering parameters: roughness, metallic sheen, clear coat, emissive, anisotropy, and isotropy. Rotation, normal map, same format as bump parameter. Did they now? This looks more like information that we may need to access later. So what I will do then is empty my notes. We'll take all of this because this just looks like bonus info. We may come into a situation where we need to expand upon our basic structs to incorporate this kind of thing. At this point, I don't know. And I don't think anybody does. I haven't messed about with OBJ files extensively, testing out every single different option an OBJ file can do. So what I'm going to do is that. And find out what we really need using something called experience with the file. We might need some of this. You never know. But it's good to have the information here to check upon and to be able to expand upon these like stencil maps and options and things. So we could check for options after this. It's looking like they use brackets to me, but maybe not. You see, this is the kind of thing that I'd expect here. Yeah, they're just asking for defaults. I don't know why they would do that. You get defaults anyway, because that's why they're called defaults. Oh God, programmers, use your brains. Defaults should be automatic. Right, so we've finished. We have enough data structures to make a start. The data structures are not set in stone. They are, oh, thank you, Control S, thank you. So we have those. Now to use them, we are going to need a way of opening and generating a file. Okay, so I'm back in main. Let's see what information we can gather together for our next stage of this. I mean, we're only on, what, 24, 25 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to prepare the notes for the next stage. I am not going... Well, I do have Qt here, but I also have its assistant. So let me just open the assistant. Whoa, too big. Way too big. Okay, let's bring this on screen. We'll pop it to there. It might be a shadow outline. White. Why white? So index. Let's try file on the index. This is the help button, by the way, from Qt. File data. Qbyte. Qbyte array. Now remember something about that. That used to be good, that. So you can append at char back begin. Begin end clear. Chop it up into parcels. Compare. Oh, this looks interesting. And contains. Oh yes, count. Data. I think, yeah, I'm starting to like the look of this. Okay, let's put Qbyte in. How do we put Qbyte in? Qbyte array. So let's have. I'll take that. Copy you. And we'll paste you there. So that's one of the classes that we need. We've done that, and we've got that. We've got those two lines already sorted. Don't need those. Should leave them in really, just for information. Can't have more. There we go. So, Qbyte array class looks good if we're using Qt. If you're not using Qt, you're probably going to be using string. And I think it's, if you're not using Qt, look up algorithm, C++ algorithm. I think that gives you scanf or something to use. Can't remember off the top of my head. Would have to look it up, like I'm doing here with Qt. So let's have a look what else is interesting in here. File. Ooh. QML. Don't want QML. Qfile open event class. What's that about? These are events. I don't want events. Events react to a file being open or opened. It's a Q event system, so I don't want that. Let's go back to C++ classes. Have we got a Q file in here? No. Okay. That's interesting. There was Q. Is there a Q stream in here? That MNOPQRS. No, that means I'm looking in the wrong place. I'm totally in the wrong place. I'm going to do a search. It's easier. Qfile. There you go. Qfile. Qt core. There we go. Lovely. There we go. This is what we're going to be using. Well, hey. Just take it to there. I need inheritance as well. Thank you. So I have you. I'm going to put you first. So V. It's core again, but it inherits QFileDevice, and it's inherited by QTemporary inherited by, yeah, we're not going to be using the QTemporary files, I don't think. But we actually get an inheritance of QFileDevice, which is nice. It means everything becomes automatic, really, in the QFile, and that is a big bonus. It means we don't have to bother about the actual file device, whether it's a hard drive, whether it's an SSD, whether it's a CD drive, if you still do use one of those, etc., etc. We don't need to worry about what it actually is. QFile class will take care of that for us. Now, I did mention streaming, didn't I? Text stream. Class provides a convenient interface for reading and writing text. I think we'll have that. Whoa, yeah. Copy that. We'll have you, mate. So, after QFile. I don't know what we will need QByte array then. I'm not sure. We'll soon find out. We'll have you. Get rid of that. Don't need the more on the ends of them. That's the only thing I'm taking off, because obviously this is just my notes. Right, let's just have a quick gander at the rest of that. QStream, field alignment, generate byte order, number flags, positions, read all, read line, that's what we want. That'll be nice. Status, yep, string. So QString is part of this. Remember, we've used QString in our... well, we haven't used QString, we just used string, haven't we? So those need to be changed to QString. Should have thought about that at the time, I didn't. My bad, I was just thinking C++, let's get the structs up. Yeah, well, modify that. So, in other words, at the top of here, namespace, I'll put it here. Don't need that vector one, by the way, that was just me testing. So you can go, and now I can put to-do, so we're using that thingy, the list, task list. So Fraser, me, I have to do it, in other words. Change all strings to QString. Full stop, home, // There we go. And now, I haven't saved the other. And now, no, it hasn't come up. Right, okay, fine, thanks. It'll tell me sometime that I've got a task. What a great task list. Probably when I load it up next. So we've got quite a bit here. Yeah. We've got a lot of Qt here, which is very good. Let's just go back to your Q file. Let's look down. Reading files directly. The following example reads a text file line by line. So that's using QByte array, line by line. Okay. That's alright. That's using streams. I think we're going to be using the stream rather than the QByte so far, because we're getting a QString line. That is more convenient to us because we're using QStrings to handle what's in the line, and also to save out file names and things. Operator, yeah, I know we can. Double arrows, I don't know what you call it. It's the reason why I'm coughing is because it's the binary shift left in C++, but it's also send to out. That means the magic number is, and wherever out is pointing, in this case to the file, it will just send it to the file, the out file. Yeah, very bad way of doing things. Again, while end line is null, process line, yeah, line is in, yeah, okay. So this is now looking more definitive. On Unix, there are some special system files, /proc, for which size will always return 0, yet you may still be able to read more data from such a file. The data is generated, this is why I always have the extra line at the end of a file. If you're ever wondering, it's because of this. It needs somewhere to put the end of file marker. That's what it really is all about, and that's what this is all about. How are we going to initialize our end? In this case, however, you cannot use @end to determine if there is more data to read, since @end will return true for the file that claims to have size 0. Instead, you should either call read all or call read line repeatedly until no more data can be read, and the next example of QStream does that. Oh, lovely. That's good. That's useful. I'll take you. You are probably going to be our start point. I mean, probably. Hey, by gum, we're getting somewhere. So, as a start point, actually, yeah, I'll put it here. Example. Let's pop our example in here. There we go. There's our example. Fantastic. Section that off. And that's not going to be used, is it? So qbyte we can get rid of now. We're just using qtext and qstring, which is better. I don't know. I don't know until we program it, whether it is going to be better or not. I think that's okay. So now we need to look at qtext stream in more depth to see what we can do with... Oh no, we don't, because it comes over, doesn't it, to a qstring. So what can we do with a string? Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to tell you in a month of Sundays because it's so blooming much. QString class. Good luck. Read through it if you wish. Look at this. It can do arguments, begin, end, compare, count, and fill, index of, insert, is empty, is lower, is null, last index of, left, right, normalize, prepend, propend, remove, replace, resize, right to justify, left justify, section, setnum. Oh my god, starts with, oh you beaut. Look at that. And what we've been talking about with all of our this .obj, the qstring to view string, qt case sensitivity, cs equals const, starts with string. Okay, so if something, it's a bool, yeah, if something starts with a string of v space, oh yay, we can add it to a vector of vectors, or a vector of vertex is. Oh, beautiful, look at that line, yeah. And of course that line you can do in different types of ways. You can use a qchar if you want. So that will just be a single quote instead of a double quote. It's and S, so it's a copy of. CS case sensitive. Don't really need that, I don't think. Does that not default? Otherwise returns false. QString, string equals bananas. String equals starts with ban, returns true. Starts with car, returns false. Yeah. So it does exactly what we want. Wow. Sorry, I'm just wowing a bit. I'm gobsmacked that Qt makes it so easy. You got two lower, two upper, two short, two int. Yes, you can take values out of a string very easily, to ints, to different types of things. Operators, plus equals, left operators, equals operators, is equal to, Boolean. Again, greater than is Boolean, less than was Boolean, wasn't it? Yeah, less than and equal to. Yeah, they're all Boolean, that's good. And you have positions. You can actually take a position out of it using a simple char. Wow. A const q char or const char star, whatever you want to call it. That's a const char star in C++. Static public members, ASPrintf. From raw data, from different things, numbers. Yeah, it deals with numbers very well. I mean, QString really does deal with numbers a lot better than C++ does. Sorry C++, but Q really does improve upon you. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yep. So we're going to be using QString. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So that's it. We've got our example. We've got a QString. We've really worked out that we only need text stream and QString. And this example is really what we want. So we would put in our model. So it would be slash 3D model. No. It would be slash resource. Yeah, I'll put resource because I don't. Yeah, we may as well use it. Resource says slash model slash, and we would have something like a test OBJ in there. Something like that is the file that we're looking for. I don't know if that would work, but we will find out. So under resources, got nothing. Might as well use it. New folder, models. There we go. And all we need now to do is put a model in there. How much time do we have left here? We're on a 43, so I think I'm going to leave it here. And we can start on using this soon. But I need to look more at the overall structure of this warehouse. So I'm going to sit down and work out I'm going to design a warehouse. I'm going to sit down and design a warehouse today. We can do models next time, and everything looks good. We can test this, by the way, that we have typed everything right. We better had. I've put this on my top thingy. I went through them all and found I could do that, so there we go. Main doesn't reference the other thing, does it? Okay, I'll set me things too high. Okay, it's picking up problems in Qt rather than problems in my code. That's fine, absolutely fine. I need to sort that out because it's going to bug me. Properties, general, No, debugging. I put an error warning system on this that was way OTT. C++. All options, please. I'll know it when I see it. Because I think I've set it to 4 or something stupid. I have a handy way of doing stupid things like that, just to make sure that everything's going right. No, I can't see it. Never mind. I'll find it after and I'll reduce it. It's not your problem. It's mine. So no, there's no problems with our code at this point. All of those structures are real. We could now include it in here and we should be fine. Absolutely fine. Hash include, and we wrote it so it goes in inverted commas, and it's development. There we go. Just make sure it is building properly. There we go. Just rebuild the solution. No, there's nothing in ours. That's good. 0 failed, 0 skipped, 1 succeeded, yeah. Just giving me a load of information, that's nice. It looks like I've asked for more information as well. Okay, yeah, it's just coming out of that Q string, I think, in Qt core application. I will be looking at these, so I want to know why Qt is giving me errors. If it's because I'm looking for... Oh, I know what it is. Oh, silly me. They changed in 2017, they changed the standards, and I'm using the 2017 standards. And what it's warning me about is that variables are being altered, 4-byte value, and then casting the result to an 8-byte value. It's the casting system changed in 2017. For some reason, Qt have ignored that. I don't mind that they've ignored it because it's a massive rewrite of casting. Do I fix it? No, it's not my code. I'll let them fix it when they're ready. But I'm not even going to mention it to them after the amount of money they asked me for. They didn't seem to want to be helpful. As they haven't been helpful to me, I'm not going to be helpful to them. Simple. I treat people as they treat me. If they want my input to their system, they will have to pay me now. There we go. They asked me to pay them. Yeah, that's the way it works in my world. Sorry, Qt. I think you're brilliant. I think you are the best system under the sun, and I really want to help you out, and I really want to make you better. But you blew it. You did the wrong thing. You asked for money. Straight off. No, what are you trying to do, or how can we help in this area? Nothing like that. No conversation, just, nah, pay us. Yeah, money grabbing. So, no. Bless them. They're probably just trying to survive. So, onwards and upwards. Shout out to Qt. This video was brought to you by Qt, and definitely I would say support Qt, and I would definitely vouch for the brilliance of their people. As for their financial conduct, no comment anymore. Take care and have fun.